Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? And this is why I am a notary and not a tech person. Technology drives me crazy sometimes. Hey guys, this is Kendra with Signing Agent Basics, here to talk to you today some more about the One Notary remote online notarization platform. Thank you guys for bearing with me as I was getting the live set up. Again, I notarize stuff. I'm not always great at the video and the webcam and all that stuff. So thank you guys for your patience and thank you for meeting me here in this live stream since I messed up the other live stream. So thank you guys again for your patience. So guys, hey, do me a favor right now. Very first thing, whether you are watching this live or whether you are watching the replay, go ahead, give this video a thumbs up right now and go ahead and hit the subscribe button for the One Notary YouTube channel because they have a lot of awesome stuff coming up. There's going to be more webinars in the future that you absolutely do not want to miss. If you decide that you want to sign up to use the One Notary platform, there are tutorial videos that'll be coming out all of the time. Lots of stuff, guys, that you absolutely do not want to miss. So go ahead, give this video a thumbs up and make sure to hit that subscribe button for the One Notary channel. And then also make sure that you hit that notification bell. When you hit the notification bell, every time new information comes out, every time something new is scheduled, you will be notified because I promise you that you absolutely do not want to miss it. So again, we are here to talk about the One Notary remote online notarization platform. But first, I think many of you guys may know who I am, but some of you may not know who I am. So let me just tell you who I am, and then we will move on. But my name is Kendra Lewis. I am the founder of Signing Agent Basics and the Signing Agent Advanced Training Program. So basically, guys, I try to help new and aspiring signing agents to become productive and profitable signing agents, because I don't know about you guys, but the reason why I became a signing agent is to be productive, to be profitable, to make money doing my own thing and having my own business. So if you are not already following me on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube, I am Signing Agent Basics on all of those platforms. Just do a search for Signing Agent Basics on those platforms and you will find me. Definitely make sure that you subscribe and definitely make sure that you follow. And while I am going to be talking about the One Notary platform and giving you some basic information on what you need to do to become a remote online notary, this webinar isn't a remote online notarization training program. So I'm going to go over some things, but you might have some questions and be like, well, how does that work? And why do I need this? And where do I get this thing from? There's a lot of steps that go into becoming a remote online notary that I simply can't answer in this webinar. And because this webinar, we're talking about the platform and not necessarily what it takes to become a remote online notary. But you guys know I gotcha. I always gotcha. I do have a remote online notarization quick start training program where I will help you step by step from beginning to end what you need to do to become a remote online notary. So I think most of you are on this webinar because you are remote online notaries, but if you aren't, or if you need additional help, or if you need additional training, just go to my website, signingagentbasics.com, and you will see links to all of my training program options so that you can be ready and you can be set for using this awesome online notarization platform that I'm going to talk to you guys about. Awesome. All right. So, again, guys, we are here to talk about the One Notary remote online notarization platform. Oh, and one other thing I want to tell you guys. So we are going to have a question and answer session at the very end. However, there are a few folks on the chat from One Notary who will be able to answer questions as well. I'm going to try to glance over at the questions and I'm going to try to answer questions as we're going. But if you get a response back from One Notary, I think Catherine is going to be online. There may be a few other folks from One Notary. So if you see some other folks from One Notary answering your questions, then yes, they absolutely know what they're talking about. So let's get started here. There we go. One Notary's there. So if you ask a question, they will help me to answer those questions. So let me talk briefly about what remote online notarization is. So remote online notarization is when a signer and a notary meet in a virtual space via audio visual means. So basically you're on a webcam with the signer. You and the signer are not in the same spot. And then you meet in a virtual room on the platform. The document is signed electronically by the signer and it is notarized electronically by the notary. And then the signer is able to digitally retrieve their signed and notarized document. They can print it out and they can use it wherever they like. Now, remote online notarization has permanent legislation in certain states. One of those states is my fabulous state of Texas, but obviously to be a remote online notary, you have to be located in one of the states where remote online notarization has permanent legislation. So then, if you are in one of those states, and we're going to use Texas as the example because that's where I am and that's where you can currently use the One Notary platform at. If you are in one of those states, you've got some steps that you have to do to be able to do remote online notarization. So obviously the very first step is to meet your state requirements. Those requirements are different in every state. Here in Texas, the first requirement to be an online notary is that you have to first be a traditionally commissioned notary public. So if you are already a notary public in the state of Texas, congratulations, you've already passed the very first step that you need to be a remote online notary. The next step that you will have to do is you will have to get a digital certificate and an e-notary seal. Now, just really briefly, the digital certificate is kind of like your electronic fingerprint. It's the thing on the document electronically that proves that, yes, this was signed by an actual remote online notary. And then you need to have an e-notary seal or a digital seal because that seal looks almost exactly like your regular seal that you use on paper documents. So you will have to have a digital seal to use on the digital documents that you're going to notarize on the platform. So once you're already a regular notary, once you've got your digital certificate and your digital seal, your next step is to submit an application to the Texas Secretary of State website to become a remote online notary. And One Notary is awesome. On their website, they do have links to help you go to all of the different places that you need to get what you need. But again, before you submit your application, you need to first make sure that you have your digital certificate. You need to make sure that you've got your digital seal because the Texas Secretary of State does require proof that you have those items before they will commission you as an online notary. And then you also have to pay the application fee. Now, here's another one of the great things about Texas. I'm not bragging about my state of Texas, but it is kind of awesome. But here's another one of the great things. When you submit your application, guys, if you have all of your ducks in a row, you submit it electronically online, you will receive your online commission almost instantly. I want to say I got mine within 24 hours. You'll receive it by by email. So the whole process can happen very, very quickly if you have everything that you need. But of course, once you become an online notary, then you need a platform to actually perform the online notarizations. And that is where One Notary comes in. So let me talk to you guys a little bit about platforms, because some of you guys may hear me saying this word platform and you're going, well, what the heck are you talking about? What's going on with these platform things? So platforms do several different things. Online platforms for remote online notarizations, first of all, it's a meeting space. It's a digital meeting space for you to meet with the signer to notarize their document. But the platforms also perform a couple of other functions. They have to help to identify the signer. And that's done through something called knowledge-based authentication, where basically the platform looks at some of the information on the person's credit bureau, and then they ask the person questions that only they should be able to answer because, again, these are items from their credit bureau. And then they also use digital tools to help to verify that the ID that the person shows you is an actual real ID. So there are two main types of platforms. There are employer style platforms and there are independent style platforms. So employer style platforms, kind of think of them like a call center. You don't have to have your own customers. You don't have to have your own business. You literally just sit in front of your computer and the platform sends customers to you who are needing something notarized. And if you're familiar with any of the remote online notarization platforms, two well-known employer style platforms are Notarize and NotaryCam. And then there are also independent style platforms. Now, independent style platforms means that customers are not sent to you. You go out, you find the clients, and then you bring them to the platform to notarize their documents. And two of probably the most well-known independent platforms right now are DocVerify and Signix. Now, this was one of the things that always frustrated me. Why do I have to choose between an independent platform and an employer style platform? Why can't I just have one? And One Notary said, you know what? You absolutely can. So One Notary does something that is super awesome. They are basically what's called a hybrid platform, which means that it is an employer style platform in that they can send you customers, and it is also an independent style platform in that you can bring your own clients to the platform to get documents notarized. So you don't need two separate platforms. This one platform handles everything that you need, whether it's an employer style or independent style, whether you want clients to be given to you or whether you want to bring your own clients to the platform. One Notary has got you because they will do both. Now, one of my big frustrations also when I first started out with remote online notarization is it was kind of cost prohibitive. With a lot of the platforms, you had to come up with money out of pocket to even start using their platform before you got a single bit of business. But with One Notary, there's absolutely no startup fees, no annual fees, no monthly fees. You don't pay any fees out of pocket to use the One Notary platform. So then, of course, the next question is, well, how much money am I going to make? When I first started talking with One Notary, I was like, look, guys, all this other stuff is cool. All this other stuff is nice. But here's what I want to know. How much money am I going to make using this platform? So here in the state of Texas, we can charge up to $31 for an online notarization. So the client will pay $31 for the online notarization, and then you will get $15 when you first start. And I know you're like, well, why don't I get the whole thing? Here's the deal, guys. Platforms cost money. It costs money to do knowledge-based authentication and verify ID and make the video recordings and do all of this stuff. So part of the reason why the fee for online notarizations is higher is because it's to offset the cost of the technology that it takes to do online notarization. So when you first start off with the One Notary platform, you're bringing clients in for every notarization that you do for them. Every notarization with seal, you will make in the state of Texas $15. Now, you guys know for a face-to-face notarization in the state of Texas, you can only get paid up to $6. So already you're making more money doing it remotely online. And then with the One Notary platform, once you have completed 50 notarizations, you get a pay raise. I don't know of any other platform that gives you more money. Most of them try to take money, but you get a pay raise basically. So once you've completed 50 notarizations, you get bumped up to making $17 per notarization. And then once you become a pro, when you hit the pro level and you've completed 200 notarizations, you will make $18 per notarization. Guys, you will basically make triple, 3 times the amount doing an online notarization than you would doing a face-to-face notarization. Now, I told you that it is also an employer style platform. So the amounts that I was telling you just a second ago are for the independent style. That's if you bring your own clients to the platform, that's how much money you'll make. But again, this is a hybrid platform. So you have the opportunity to also do notarizations for One Notary clients. And once you've completed 100 of your own notarizations independent style, then you can start receiving One Notary requests and you will make $6 per notarization. So guys, literally $6 per notarization to sit in front of your computer and have clients sent to you. I mean, it's easy money. I can't think of anything more simple than that. So just really quickly, I want to give you a little bit of side-by-side comparison between One Notary and some of the other independent style platforms. Because again, DocVerify and Signix are 2 of the big independent style platforms. And it's a lot going on this chart. I'm not going to go over everything, but I did want to point out a few really important things. So cost to start. That is one of the biggies. Again, part of the reason why it took me a minute to get started with remote online notarization is that most of the platforms require that you pay upfront to get started. So like with DocVerify charges, I think like $480 a year. And then there's another fee to set up your account with them. So before you've notarized anything, before you've made any money, before you've, gotten any payback out of this, you have to pay upfront $480 plus an account setup fee just to use their platform. For Signix, they charge $250 a year. So again, before you've notarized anything, before you've made any money, you've got to pay this annual fee. However, the great thing about One Notary is that there is no cost to start. There is no annual fee. There is no account setup fee. You don't have to come out of pocket any money to use the platform. And I know for a lot of people, that is a huge deal, especially if you're just starting your own business. You've already paid tons of money for a lot of other stuff. You may not have, $200, $300, $400 to pay to use a platform. There are also fees on the DocVerify and Signix platform if for some reason a transaction is unsuccessful, and that does happen. Sometimes you'll get into doing a notarization for somebody and the notarization for whatever reason can't be completed. Well, with One Notary, you're not dinged for that. You're not charged for that. But on DocVerify and on Signix, even if the notarization doesn't go through, there is still a fee that has to be paid. And then the other great thing about this, last big thing I'm going to point out about this, is that you can use your own digital certificate. Again, here in the state of Texas, you're only allowed to use one digital certificate at a time. So if a platform provides you a certificate, but you can only use that digital certificate on their platform, then you're kind of stuck. That's the only platform that you can use. But if you have your own digital certificate, you can use that digital certificate on whatever platform you want, and then you are still in compliant with your state. Because again, at least here in the state of Texas and in most of the other states that I've seen, they only want you to have one digital certificate at a time. So there's a lot of other stuff on this chart, guys. You'll have to come back, pause the video on here, take a look at it, and you'll be able to compare all of these different things side by side. So I know you guys excited to see me. I know you are. But I know that the big thing that a lot of you wanted to see is how the actual platform works. So I am going to use the platform to do a notarization for you guys live so you can see just how simple it is. And work with me, guys. I'm going to be multitasking, going between being the notary, between the signer, going between the YouTube stuff. So work with me. If you see my thinking face on and I'm thinking really hard, just laugh at me, but not too hard. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is actually invite a signer to the platform. And this is what it looks like when you are actually in the platform. So it's really simple. There's a big blue button that says invite a signer. You're just going to click on that big blue button. And then really the only piece of information that you need to invite a signer to the platform is their email address. So you literally just type the email address in for the signer. Now, if you have the document that needs to be notarized, you can go ahead and upload that document at this time. So you would just click on this upload button. Hopefully you've saved the document in a spot where you're able to find it quickly and easily. So then you'll find the document and you'll see it in the platform right there. So all you really need is the email address. You can upload the document if you have it and if you like. And then once you've done that, all you have to do is click the send invite button. It is literally that simple. So once you do that, in the My Documents section, then you're going to see that invitation for the signer. If you've uploaded the document, you're going to see the document listed there. At any time, you can click on the blue actions button. It'll take you back to this page where you'll see what's going on. So in this instance, we're still waiting for the signer to provide their information before we can actually start the signing session, the remote online notarization session. You'll also have several opportunities to do a connection check. You'll always want to check your audio and your video to make sure that they are working properly. And then once everything is done, once you see everything filled out from the signer, then you will be able to click the start session button. Now, a couple of quick things I did want to tell you guys though. These invitations expire in 24 hours. So always just make sure that you and the signer will be prepared within the next 24 hours to complete the signing session. The signer must check their email and start the process in 24 hours. Then, once the signer starts, the knowledge-based authentication on the online session has to begin within an hour. So it's really important for you to communicate with the signer and make sure that you guys are both going to be ready to go within an hour of them starting the knowledge-based authentication session. But it's super easy on their side, super easy on your side. Literally, all you need to invite someone to the platform is their email address. So then once you've sent the invitation out to the signer, they are going to get an email. And this is the email right here letting them know, hey, you've been invited to an online notarization session. And I love it because it gives them a checklist of all of the things that they will need to be prepared for the notarization session. So they'll have to have a computer or a laptop with a webcam and microphone. They can't do it on their phone. They're going to need the last 4 digits of their social security number. They will need their phone though. They'll need a phone with camera and internet. They're going to need their driver's license, and then they'll also need their credit card to pay for the notarization fee. So it'll literally only take them about 10 minutes to prepare everything, and then 5 minutes for the notarization. So then if it's their very first time on the platform, they're going to be prompted to provide a password. You guys knows how this works. You put your password in one time and then you have to put it in a second time to make sure that it is the same. So they're basically going to be setting up a profile on the platform. They'll need to agree with the terms of service. And then once they've done that, they're just going to click the Get Started button. So their My Documents page looks really, really similar to your My Documents page. So they're going to see that request in there. They're going to see if you've uploaded a document that it's already there. They'll click the Actions tab and it will take them to the next steps that they need to go through the knowledge-based authentication. So on this next page, if the notary did not already upload a document, then the signer can upload a document. Or maybe you uploaded the document, but then the signer changed something changed. So they need to update that document. It's super simple for them to do that as well. Even the most computer challenged person, I think, is able to handle uploading the document. So they're going to click the update button. Again, they're going to find their document. Hopefully it's in an easy spot for them to find it, and they will see the document listed there. And then they are going to click Save and Next to go to the next steps. So now let me head on over to the next steps so we can see what happens. Awesome. All right. So then the signer on the next step is going to have to fill out their personal details. And again, none of this is tricky. This should all be stuff that they know. They should know when their birthday is. They should know the last 4 digits of their social security number. They should know their address. They'll need to fill that in. Now, it does remind them here that if they have moved in the last 30 days, that they will need to enter their previous address. We're going to click Save and Next. And then that's when they get to the knowledge-based authentication questions. So again, these should all be things that they know. Just remind the signers to answer these questions carefully because they'll need to make sure that they answer them correctly. So let me answer these questions here. Awesome. And then click Save and Next. So then the next thing that they're going to have to do is verify their driver's license. And again, this is one of the things that I really like about the One Notary platform. If you guys have worked on any other platforms, normally they ask the signer to hold their driver's license up to the webcam to get a photo. But webcams take really, really bad pictures of items like that. And so a lot of times I would have a lot of frustration because the photo of the ID that the signers took with their webcam just didn't turn out very well. A lot of times it's a lot easier for the signer to use their cell phone and you get a better picture when you use the cell phone. So One Notary just automatically went ahead and said, hey, we're just going to have folks use their cell phone. So the person is just going to put in their phone number and then they're going to request a link. And then once they do that, they are going to receive a text message from One Notary. I got my text message right here. And they're just going to click on the link in the text message. And then they're going to be prompted to put in that same number that is listed on their screen. Super easy. They're going to do that. And then they're going to push Submit. So then they're going to be prompted to take a photo of their driver's license. So they're going to just use their cell phone to take a picture. Awesome. Take a picture of their ID. If they're happy with it, they're going to click use photo. And then they're going to be told to take a picture of the back of their ID. So we're going to do that. Take a picture of the back of our driver's license here. Awesome. So again, I've got the back of the ID, and we're going to use that. Awesome. It'll say that the ID has been received, and then they will see on their screen that they are okay to proceed. Awesome. So then they're going to be reminded about the fee for the notarization, and then they're going to be prompted to enter their credit card information. Don't you guys try to copy my credit card info here. No. Awesome. And they're going to put in their credit card info there. They'll need to make sure that they've got their billing information. Now, if it's the same as their home address, all they got to do is leave that little button checked. Then they're going to go to the next screen. So now the signer has gone through all of the steps that they need to go through to be ready for the notarization. And it lets them know right here that they are ready to start the notarization. So now I'm going to flip over here to the notary page. And now as the notary, I can see that the session is ready to start. I see all of their information in here, and I've got the big ready to start button here. So I'm just going to click start session. Now, just to let you guys know, because I am using my webcam right now on this live to talk to you guys, you're not going to see the video of me in the platform that you normally would. And I'll show you in just a second when the platform comes up fully where the videos would normally be. My camera can only do one thing at a time. And since I'm doing the YouTube live, it cannot also be used on the platform. But in a normal notarization, you will need to do your connection check first to make sure that you've got a good audio video connection. And then you will see the video of yourself, and you will also see the video of the signer on the platform. That's very important. If you do not have a good audio video connection, then you cannot complete the notarization. So you'll see things happening while the platform is getting ready. It is almost ready for me here. There we go. So guys, normally my video would be right here, and normally the signer's video will be right here. So now I can see the copies of the ID that the signer provided. And then I've got some tools up here where I am able to turn that ID so that I can read it well. I can enlarge it. I can make it smaller, whatever I need to do to see the ID clearly so that I can compare it to the person that I'm doing the notarization for. And then I can see both the front and the back of their ID. So now I'm going to switch back over to the signer's view. So once the notary has connected, this is the screen that the signer will see. They'll see that the notary is ready. They'll see your fabulous picture and your name, and they will just click connect. And once they click connect, they're going to be brought over to the platform. While that's loading up, I'm going to switch back over here to the notary side. So I've taken a look at the signer's ID. Everything looks great, so I'm just gonna click confirm ID. And once I confirm their ID, the document that needs to be notarized will be brought up. And I'm gonna snap back over to the signer side. So here's the signer side of the platform. They can see the document. Over to the notary side of the platform, I can see the document. So now, as the notary, the next thing I will need to do is put tags everywhere that things need to be filled out. And again, OneNotary makes this super simple. So you'll click on this little pencil icon to go to your tagging tools. And I need the signer to fill out some items for me. So I've got a signer free text tool. And I'm just going to drag, drop, resize wherever I want this. And then I'll have to make sure to click the Ask Signer to Fill In button. Once I've asked the signer to fill it in, I will see it in blue. And that means that it is ready for the signer to put information in. So I need something here as well. So just to kind of show you what it looks like. So this one I've asked the signer to go ahead and fill in. This one I have not asked the signer. So let's see what it looks like on the signer side. So here is the signer side of the platform. And again, I've already asked them to fill this one in. So they're able to go into this item to fill it out. But even though I placed the tag right here, I haven't asked the signer to fill it in yet. So the signer can't fill it in. So I'm going to go back to the notary side. Always make sure that you ask the signer to fill in any items that need to be filled in. There is a checkbox tool in case there are things that the signer needs to check. And you can move and resize that so that it is in the right spot, looking the right way. We've got a signer signature tool because I need the signer to sign right here for me. And again, I'm just going to move that to where it needs to be. And I need to ask the signer to fill it in. And I didn't ask the signer to fill in my checkbox because it wasn't blue. There we go. And I need something from the signer right here. So I've got another free text box. There we go. Ask them to fill that in. I'm going to switch back over to the signer in a minute, but while I'm here on the notary side, now this particular document already has a notary certificate on it. So I can look over this certificate, and if it is compliant with my state's requirements for online notarizations, then I can go ahead. I can use this certificate. The only thing that I'll need to do is just mark whether it is an acknowledgement or a jurat. But if the certificate is not compliant with my state, or if the certificate isn't even there, if there is no certificate, then I can attach a loose certificate to the document. And all you have to do that is click the Attach Certificate button there. And then your new certificate will be found here at the very bottom of the document. Now, let's say that I click that button and I really didn't even need that certificate. Really easy to get rid of it. Just unclick Attach Certificate. And then as the notary, I'm going to use my notary tools to fill in the information that I need to fill in. We're going to do that. Make sure I've got all of my word there. I'm going to put my county, all of my good stuff. And then another great thing in these tools, there's certain things that you're going to use all the time, like the date, the client's name, your name. So I'm just going to put the today's date there. I'm going to put my name there. I'm going to put the signer's name here. And then I need to put my notary information here. And let's see, here we go. Awesome. All right, so now I've got everything filled out and ready for the signer here on the notary side. So now I'm just gonna head over to the notary side of the platform, and everything that they need to fill out is here. And let's do this. Awesome. And they'll let them put the date. And then their signature. And they will have three options. They can draw a signature, use a typed signature, or upload a signature. So there we go. We've got our signature there. And if they're going to be signing more than one page, they can actually save this signature and use it over and over again. So now they have signed the document. So I'm going to go back to the notary side of the platform. And then as the notary, I am just going to sign it. And again, I can use an uploaded signature, a typed signature, or I can draw a signature and I can save that signature. And then I'm going to apply my notary stamp. You can move it, resize it wherever you need it so that it is good to go. So I'm just going to look through. Looks like everything is filled in completely. So then all I have to do is complete the session. And I get one time, I get one reminder. Are you sure you want to complete it, or do you want to go back to the session? And I'm going to go ahead and complete it because it is good to go. So let's see here over on the signer side as well. We can see the document all filled out, ready to go. And then once it gets completed on the notary side, then the signer will also see that it is complete as well. So here I am. This is the notary side of the platform. It is completed, and then I do have the opportunity to download the session video if I like. I hit the close button, and that takes me back to my document section. And at any time, I can click on the action button for any of the signings that I have completed to see the details of the notarization session. And then for the signer, again, in their My Documents, they will have an opportunity to download their document. And again, once they've done that, they can just hit the close button and they'll be brought back to the My Documents section of the platform for them. Woo! Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to switch back over. Awesome. Wow. So that was an actual notarization, what it actually looks like when you notarize a document using the One Notary platform. Super simple, guys. I was able to do it while talking to you guys, while being both the notary and the signer. And again, this platform is so simple that even people who are not the most computer savvy are still able to use the platform. So I think you guys have been asking some questions while this has all been going on, but do you guys have any specific questions that we have not covered? Now, one of the things I do want to tell you, because right now, One Notary is working with Texas notaries, but they are rolling out very, very soon to other states. And the states that they're planning on rolling out next are Virginia, Florida, and Nevada. But look, guys, no matter what state you are in, you need to go ahead and sign up. And then what'll happen is, as One Notary rolls out into new states, then you will be notified and you will be ready once One Notary is available. So One Notary team, I've seen people asking a couple of different times on here, and I don't know the answer. How and when does the notary get paid? So One Notary folks, can y'all on the chat, can y'all address that for me? Can you tell me how and when does the notary get paid? Do you send it by carrier pigeon? Do you mail a check? How does the notary get paid? Because I know that is one of the big questions. And the other question, I just saw people saying, how in the heck do I sign up? Super duper simple to sign up, guys. You just need to go to the One Notary website. So you'll go to onenotary.us. On their webpage, you will see how to sign up. Click it, sign up, super simple. And then One Notary answered back, how do you get paid? You will get paid, guys, directly into your bank account. They'll do a direct deposit into your bank account weekly, every Monday. So you don't have to worry about checks. You don't have to, worry about any of that good stuff. You will get it direct deposited into your account. I saw another question. Somebody said they currently work for another platform and you have the authority to notarize for any state. Does the same go for this platform? Yes, you are an online notary. You can notarize a document for anybody, anywhere. So absolutely. It's not just for the people in your state. You can notarize for anybody who your state says it's legal to notarize for. And again, guys, that's one of the things I help you with in my remote online notarization training program is that, some of the states do have a few things, like in Texas, we can't notarize wills or codicils online. So there are a few little things that you need to be aware of that you can and cannot do. But other than that, I'm a Texas notary, but I can notarize a document online for anybody across the country. Somebody else asked and said, hey, I've only got 25 signings under my belt. Would you advise me to sign up? I would absolutely advise you to sign up, because here's the thing, guys. Again, the thing that kind of held me back from using remote online notarization was the cost. It cost me too much money to get started. But look, there's no startup fee. Even if you sign up and never use the platform, you're not charged anything. So why not sign up? This is just another tool that you can have under your belt, another skill that you can have to diversify your skills and make money in a lot of different ways. Somebody asked, can you perform loan signings on this platform? That functionality is coming out very, very soon. I want to say by the fall that functionality will be out. So as of today, it's only for general notary work, but in the very, very near future, loan signings is coming out as well. So again, guys, I would say hop on, get your practice in doing general notary work. And so then as soon as the loan signing capability comes on, you will be ready to do that as well. Because trust me, that was one of my other questions. I'm a loan signing agent. I do some general notary work, but I like loan signing. So that was my question for One Notary as well, is can we do loan signings on it? That is coming up very, very soon. And then One Notary actually just replied that they've actually already had some notaries do seller packages on the platform, which I can totally see, because most of the documents in the seller package that need to be notarized are just title documents, and a lot of title companies are usually totally cool with remote online notarization. So guys, this is just the beginning. And it's already awesome. It is going to continue to grow and grow and get bigger. And this is going to be something amazing that you are absolutely going to want to have as a skill that you can offer, especially now with the pandemic, especially now that social distancing is such a huge, huge thing. So guys, our goal was to keep this webinar at about 45 minutes. We're right at about 45 minutes, but I want to make sure, do you guys have any other questions before we head on out? I do want to type in my website in case any of you are interested in any of my training programs. Make sure I spelled that right. There we go. That you can go ahead and sign up as well. Again, if you need help getting started as a remote online notary, I have an hour-long training program that will help you out with that, teach you about the different things that you need to know. Because I showed you how to use the platform, but guys, even in the platform, there's certain things that you need to do and say with the clients on the platform to be compliant with your state. And then One Notary folks, if people have any other questions specifically for One Notary, is there an email address where they can contact you guys to talk to you? I know there's a support email, but I don't know if that's the same email address that you want them to use if they have any questions. So I'm going to give One Notary a second, see if they will put that in there for us. There we go. Yep. So if you guys have any questions specifically for One Notary, make sure that you contact them. You can contact them by email at support@onenotary.us. Again, guys, I'm a notary. I know how to use the technology, but hey, those are the guys that you want to talk to for specific questions about the platform. Hilda, there was a link a little bit earlier up in the chat talking about how to get your digital certificate. So does One Notary provide a script? No, One Notary does not provide a script. Again, One Notary, it's a hybrid platform, but the thing is, guys, you need to know what your script should be. So again, if you don't already have a script, if you don't know what to say to be compliant with your state, definitely check out my training program. That is one of the things that I help folks out with who are starting out with remote online notarization. Definitely check out my program and I can help you out with that. Awesome, guys. Perfect. So look, guys, I think that is about it. I have had a fabulous time chatting with you guys today. I always have a good time seeing you guys on the chat. Make sure that you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, all of that good stuff. Connect with me. I've got a great community of folks as well on all of my socials. But guys, great to see you. And you know what I always say, this is Kendra with Signing Agent Basics, hoping that you have a productive and profitable day. Have a good one, guys.